video is to clarify some comments I made about the recent shooting in Minneapolis regarding Alex Preddy. I want to say that I'm not a lawyer and I'm not a constitutional scholar. I'm just an everyday guy, but I pay attention to a lot of this stuff. And I'm not going to do a video analysis of the shooting. That's been done by a lot of people. One that I would highly recommend that you watch is Active Self-Protection's video analysis by John Correa. And he breaks it down, and he's an expert in this sort of thing. I'll put a link in the video or in the comments below so you can watch that. I want to clarify some things I said on social media. I put up kind of a Venn diagram that you might want to go to my Facebook page and look at that. And some people thought, and I'll put a link for it as well. Some people thought that what I was putting on Facebook was that I thought that the shooting of Alex Preddy was justified because he was carrying a gun. That is not what I said. I am very disappointed with Kristi Noem, our Department of Homeland Security chairwoman, that she said, she basically called Alex Preddy a domestic terrorist because he was carrying this gun to the protest. He was carrying a SIG P320 and 2 spare magazines or 1 spare magazine, whatever. She said he's a domestic terrorist. I vehemently reject anybody calling citizens that have the Second Amendment right to carry a firearm for their protection domestic terrorists. The mere fact that you carry a gun, I don't care what kind of a handgun, I don't care how many magazines, I don't care what caliber, I don't care if it's semi-automatic or revolver, whatever it is, carrying a gun does not make you a domestic terrorist. And if President Trump alluded to that, I don't know if he did or not. If he alluded to that, he's wrong. Kristi Noem is wrong. Okay? I'm going to make that clear. I don't think that Alex Preddy was shot only because he had a firearm. And I'll tell you why. Now, if more evidence comes out that he was shot because only because he was carrying a gun, then I'll do another video and say that I'm wrong. What I think happened is, I think Mr. Preddy was not a peaceful protester. And why do I say that? Have you seen the new video footage that I'll link to of him 11 days before his death scuffling with federal agents, kicking the tail light out of their car, spitting on them, calling them derogatory names? Okay, have you seen that? If not, go down to the links below. I will link to that video. Now, let me talk about the First Amendment for a minute, because people are saying, well, all these people in Minneapolis, they have a First Amendment right to protest. Let me read the First Amendment to you real quickly. It's not very long. Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion, so that's the Freedom of Religion Clause, or prohibiting the free exercise thereof, or abridging the freedom of speech or of the press, or the right of the people peaceably to assemble and to petition the government for a redress of grievances. Do you notice the word peaceably in the First Amendment? Peaceably. Many of the people in Minneapolis, including Mr. Preddy, I don't believe are peacefully protesting. I don't think the First Amendment protects your right to be violent, to kick the tail lights out of federal vehicles, to get into a scuffle with federal agents, to put your hands on them, to spit at them, to drive your vehicle at them, to impede their law enforcement actions. I don't think that that's what the First Amendment protects. I think the First Amendment protects your right to free speech and to be peaceful and to stand there. And if you want to hold a sign, if you want to get involved in a group, that's what peaceably assemble means. If you want to go to the Supreme Court and peacefully make your voice heard, if you want to go to the Capitol building and peacefully, without violence and without destruction, without hurting anybody else or setting anything on fire, I don't think that the First Amendment, I mean, that's all okay. I don't think the First Amendment gives you the right to go and impede law enforcement and set property on fire and destroy their vehicles and be derogatory to them and, and grab them by stuff that they're wearing and ground fighting with them. I don't think so. I don't read that in the Constitution. I'm looking at the First Amendment. So it begs the question whether this is what's going on up in Minneapolis and a lot of other places. Are they peaceful protests? I worry that this violence and it is violence, okay? I worry that this violence is going to continue. And it's going to make things a whole lot worse here in the USA if it continues. Because here's what I can tell you, that I believe that there's going to come a point where the people in this country are going to be done with these violent protesters. They've had it. They're fed up. They're going to be done. And I'm afraid that the people will take action. And it probably will not be a very good action. Now, I don't agree with the ICE agents' tactics, okay? I think they severely abused, and I think there was no justification whatsoever to shoot Alex Preddy at that time. So please don't mistake this thinking that I'm saying that Mr. Preddy deserved to be shot. I don't. I don't think he deserved to be shot. And what was it, like 9 or 10 rounds were fired? Give me a break. That's horrific. That's a severe, gross abuse of power, in my opinion, by the federal agents. And they should be punished for that. Alex Preddy's family even said in a statement that he left his job. Now, I don't know if this is true, but that's what I'm reading. If it's not, like I said, I'll put out a clarification. But it seems to me that he wanted to cause trouble. Okay? Again, the trouble that he was causing was not enough to get shot. But I don't think he was a peaceful protester. I don't think he was one of those people that the First Amendment talks about to peaceably assemble. It doesn't seem like that to me. And if you look at the new video, and again, I'll link to that. If you look at the new video of him just 11 days before scuffling with federal agents, it begs the question, doesn't it? Was he out? Now, don't do stupid things in stupid places with stupid people at stupid times. The rule of stupid. I don't think it's a good idea. Forget carrying a gun or not. If he was carrying a gun or not carrying a gun, it doesn't matter. I still don't think it's a good idea what he was doing and what a lot of other people in Minneapolis and other parts of the country are doing in be aware of what could happen if they think you want to use that gun in a harmful way. Preddy wasn't doing that, and on all the videos, I didn't see how he was trying to use it in a harmful way, but you got to understand the officer's perception at the time. I'm not saying don't carry a gun. I'm not saying don't go to protests. I'm not saying don't carry a gun. But maybe impeding the officers, wrestling with them, spitting on them, destroying their property, things like that. That might not be a good idea. What do you think? I welcome the comments. Like this video, subscribe to my channel, shoot straight, shoot safe, and read your Bible every day.